Hey guys, what's up? Today we're back with the story time. We are back to my roots because my last two videos surprisingly kind of got a lot of hates. I just like to change it up. I had my friends over for a week and we had a lot of fun making those videos, so I decided to post them. But for all of you that are subscribed for story times and things like that and my original videos, that's what you're gonna get. In honor of fall, since today I'm pretty sure is the first day of fall, maybe, could be wrong, I don't really know, I'm going to start it off with a kind of creepy video that I've been wanting to film. Hence the look today. I feel like I'm really grasping fall with this look, you know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you guys 3 really weird, creepy childhood stories that I have, and let's just get into my weird childhood stories. My dad's side of the family lives up in Northern California in Sacramento, and when I was little, we'd go up to visit them maybe once a year. Now, by Sacramento, I kind of mean Stockton, and if anybody knows anything about Northern California, you would know that Stockton isn't the best area in the world. We had just gotten a brand new DVD set when it was so cool to have it like hanging on the back of the passenger in the driver's seat. Does anybody remember that when you had like the TVs on the back of the head seats? I don't know. It was like the coolest thing when I was a little kid. So we just got this brand new DVD set and we went to Stockton to go stay and visit my family for a while. So we pull up to my Aunt Diane's house and we had a great night the first night. Next day, awesome. But that night, so the first actual day that we were staying in Stockton, me, my dad, my mom, and my sister literally shared a bed in one bedroom because at the time me and my sister were young and, you know, we didn't really want to sleep alone. I literally learned to sleep alone way later in life. Let's just be real. So we're just laying in the bed and all of a sudden we hear our car alarm going off in the front porch. No one's really thinking anything of it, you know, we've never really had this thing happen to us in San Diego, where we're from, so we're kind of just letting it go for a minute, but we're sure it's my mom's car. We're 100% positive it's nobody else's. My mom's car has a very specific alarm. She's literally had that car. She still has it to this day, okay? My parents start to get worried and everyone in the house wakes up and we walk outside to the driveway. I'm like hiding behind my parents like, what's going on? Did anything just happen? Did somebody break into our car? And we look and the back window is just completely smashed in. It's completely shattered and we look inside and basically the car is completely empty. The number one thing that I noticed, because it was my favorite thing, was the DVD set on the back of the seats. So we completely got robbed of so much of our stuff. Any electronics, anything in that car that was left in that car was basically stolen. And so we were all kind of shook, you know. I was scared, you know, I don't know who's out there, if it was just like a crime or if they were going to come back and hurt us. Like, I don't know, you know, what everybody's thinking. Obviously these are bad people who decided to mess with our family. We're inside calling the police and the police come by, they get the report from us, whatever happens. And then I strictly remember this, and I remember what I thought as a little girl because I'm very suspicious of people. I'm very like, I'm on to you, like I know what's going on in situations, even when I was little, very intuitive, I guess you could say. And so these 2 men came to the door. Now these 2 men were like, yeah, hey, we saw what happened. We saw these 2 guys running and they came to our apartment complex and they tried to break into our house and they came to us and told us like this whole story, only these 2 guys. And I remember looking at them and thinking, you're the ones that did it. You're the ones that did it, and you're trying to cover your ass right now. And you might think that that sounds a little bit ridiculous, but after the men left, we found out that the exact men that other people were coming forward with saying that they had robbed them and they had been committing other crimes around the area matched those exact 2 men. So I am fairly certain that these criminals were the ones that came to our door. We don't know what these people are capable of yet. They were standing at our front door. I can't 100% confirm that, but I'm pretty certain. Now for the next story, I've told you guys many times, my sister used to be a singer back in the day, and we were in Hollywood and LA pretty much for my entire childhood. Now, we would always go to the mall, Hollywood and Highland. I don't know where it is, it's like in the middle of Hollywood, I guess. And this mall was pretty cool, and we did everything there. We'd eat there, my sister had the Hollywood Pop Academy there, all the things were there, right? So my family decided to go to California Pizza Kitchen one night, and at the Hollywood and Highland, California Pizza Kitchen is kind of at the end of the mall. Like, there is a glass window kind of curved, and that is like the tip of the mall. It's really hard to explain. I'll post a picture, and right down below is where people can walk up from the streets, and also where the parking garage lets out and lets in, and it's just kind of like where the action is. It would be very easy for someone to try to do what they did and then run away really quick and probably get away with it and nobody would see them. My family and I, it was my dad, my mom, my sister, me, probably some of the girls from the Hollywood Pop. I don't really remember, but I do remember it was my family. And we are sitting at the table that is by the curved glass that I'm talking about. So there's only one table that sits in that area, and the only thing protecting you from the street, and you can look out from the glass and see what's going on, is just that glass little curved wall thing. We're sitting there eating dinner, everything's fine, and the thing about this is, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like, and my sister felt like, the business is a little bit shady. So you never really know who's out to get you, whose intentions are wrong, whose intentions are bad. You just don't know. So I'm not saying that this was anyone that we knew, but we can't confirm that. We'll never know. Everything is fine and dandy, and all of a sudden, literally the weirdest thing happened that actually had me like basically fall out of my chair. I was scared to death, my heart started racing, but what happened was somebody from the street down below, I'm assuming, even though it was the most forceful throw anybody could have ever made, because it's not close to the ground. Where we were is very high up. We're up like 2 stories. So whoever threw this really had an arm. I don't understand who it could have been. A glass ketchup bottle, so not a plastic ketchup bottle, a glass ketchup bottle, which, I mean, somebody would have had to plan that, because if it was just a regular ketchup bottle or anything else, it just really would have bounced off the glass and wouldn't have done anything. But they took a completely full, heavy glass ketchup bottle, and somebody, mystery person down below, chucked it at the glass directly where me and my family were sitting, right in the middle of that glass. When it hit, it literally sounded like a gunshot. The entire restaurant freaked out, and we're sitting right there. It was the loudest noise. It was extremely scary. We looked down below. We saw nothing. We saw no one. And literally, if that glass bottle, which it totally like shattered the glass, but it didn't break, it just like cracked it, if you know what I'm saying, completely cracked it. If that would have just been thrown a little harder, or somehow it did come through that glass, somebody in my family easily would have been dead. If that bottle hits you as fast as it's going, as heavy as it is, and it hits somebody in the head, you're done. I will never forget that moment. I will never know if it was somebody out to get me and my family, or what it was. I'm just thankful that nobody was hurt in that situation. My last story is borderline a miracle. I was born in 1995, and we lived with my grandma in a haunted house. I have a video on it if you want to go check that out. It was genuinely a haunted house for about 2 years of my life. So when my family and I were ready to move into our own house and live on our own, start our family, my parents were looking for a nice place in the suburbs of San Diego. There was a lot of good places that we were looking at, but there was one specific place in Sabre Springs. My parents found a house that they really liked in the community of Sabre Springs. We toured it, we went through it. I don't know if my parents maybe put an offer on it, but it was seriously legit going to be a potential house that we were going to live in. There was only a few that they were deciding on. That was just about the house that we were going to move into. Somehow it fell through, and we decided not to get that house, and we moved into a different house, which I would then live in for the next 14 years of my life. But when I was a little girl, probably, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6, I really don't remember, I'm just guessing here, there was a very big news story in my area. There was a pedophile that lived on the street that we were going to move on in Sabre Springs, and the house that we were going to live in was now occupied by the Van Dam family. There was a young girl who was left alone one night in the house that we were going to move into, and the pedophile who lived across the way came into the house, took her, raped her, killed her, and left her for dead. The girl was exactly my age at the time, living in the house that I was going to be living in. The story blew up, it was all over headlines, and it was extremely sad. It literally sends shivers down my spine thinking that if my family decided to actually move into that house instead of the one that we decided to move into instead, I most likely would have been the victim, if not my sister. I can't say for sure, but it's a pretty creepy thought. I believe in angels, and I believe that my family had a guardian angel in that situation. Those are all my stories that I have for you guys today. Just a little bit interesting. They honestly all send a chill down my spine. I'm not kidding. These aren't paranormal experiences, obviously, but they're just as weird to me. Kind of unexplainable, strange. What in the world is life, you know? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I upload every Monday and Friday. Also follow me on my social media. The links are down below. And give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. It means so much to me. And I will see your lovely, beautiful faces in my next video. Bye, guys.
Let me see the dark sides as well as the bright. I'm gonna love you inside out. I'm gonna love you inside out.